So do you know what's next yet?
No word yet. Just enjoying the holidays. I was 2 years in a row that I missed Thanksgiving and Halloween. This year I didn't miss Christmas, but it was good. Kids loved it. It's good holiday so far.
Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I love to fight Werdum. Love to fight him for that belt. I know he has a fight with Kane. I'm not trying to pick a fight with somebody who already has a fight, but that's definitely one that's on my list. And ultimately, if it leads to the belt, that's my goal.
But if it's not for if he does end up fighting Kane, what do you think he'll do? Do you have any sort of inclination?
I have none. I mean, it could be, it could be Junior, it could be anybody. I mean, I only have speculation, just like you guys have. I really, especially you, Ariel. I'll tell you, but I really have no idea with anything that they haven't said anything to me.
You got the weight off your shoulder now. You got back on track. You feel more like you did prior to when you hit a road bump, and now you got it straightened out?
Winning and losing is a funny thing in this sport. Losing can put a lot of weight on your shoulders because, a lot of times 2 and you're out, For me, I feel like I lived up to that. I live up to pressure. I put more pressure on myself than any other man or any other organization can put on me. I expect more out of myself. Dave Schaller and I, we joke around about how one of the only men that get a knockout like that, and I'm in the back, pissed off because I didn't do as good as I wanted to do. So my expectations of myself are higher than any other man, woman, or child out there.
Did you hear that conversation that Brendan had with Joe Rogan, or did you hear about it afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of what Joe was saying to him?
All that stuff would be hard for an athlete to hear. I don't think it was out of line or off base. But I think in that given environment, it stings even that much more. I had a conversation with Josh Barton, he's like my brother. I mean, his family took me in when I had nothing, and I, every fight he has 2 seats. He has 2 of my seats as close as we can get them. That's how close he means to me. Him and his dad actually dedicated the Struve fight to his father because he's just having a hard time medically. But he told me, because we talked about that talk that Joe Rogan had with Schaub, and he said, he's like, man, if something were to happen to you like that, I would be having the same conversation with you. Yeah, I got my ass pretty handed to me by Werdum, and he beat me fair and square, not taking anything away from him. But there was stuff, happened in that fight that it would be completely different in my mind. And again, I take that me having that pride, saying there's no way that Werdum would ever do that to me again. Just like Schaub is saying that there's no way Travis Browne would ever do that to him again. So it's a tough battle, man. Being an athlete, that's one of the things that you're gonna eventually have to battle. Is getting that talk from somebody who you respect or you hold in that position.
But it was coming off of your fight. It was almost in response to your fight. And knowing a bit about Brendan, I mean, do you think there's a case to be made that he should stop fighting?
It's not up to me as an athlete to tell another athlete to hang him up or not. And I don't know things that Joe knows about him. So I would be completely out of line to give my look on that, because just like he was completely out of line of giving his opinion about my camps and how I switched and why I switched, I would be completely out of line of giving my opinion about that.
Travis, do you have a timeline to come back to the octagon? Will you be waiting until the fight between Werdum and Kane actually happens, or do you intend to come back and fight again by the end of the semester?
Man, if one of those heavyweights fell out of the fight tonight, I'd be trying to find a cup and ready to go. You know what I mean? I'm the timeline is right here, right now. I'm not taking time off. I'm back in the gym. I took 1 week off and I was back in the gym. I'm working on everything I need to work on. I'm working on my holes. I'm working on my weaknesses constantly, and I'm ready to go.
You think Junior makes the most sense for you?
That's up to the promotion, you know. Yeah, he's ranked number 2. Or is he ranked 2? Or, yeah, he's ranked number 2. I'm ranked number 3. Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense. But again, it's up to the promotion. You know, it's something. How's Junior feeling after his last fight? Because I'm ready to go. You know, and we'll see the time frame on everybody else.
How much
I'm sorry. Just go ahead.
How much has the camera switch not just made a difference in the physical game and all of those aspects, but as well as the mental?
It's helped me bring a part of myself out that it's like it's had me come alive again in the way that I think. You know, sometimes when you get in a way of thinking, you lose part of that spark that made you what you were. And I'm not saying anything against Greg or Wing, but learning this new technique, learning this new style of coaching from Coach Edmond, having, you know, not only the technical aspect, but also his mentality on fighting, his mental approach on fighting, and what he instills in you, and also the just like that sense of team that he brings in. I mean, you know, he turns down other heavyweights. He turns down other guys that want to be in my position because he believes in me. You know, he really truly believes in me, and that instills a certain sense of confidence in your athlete.
Was there a moment where you felt as though you had lost that confidence, and what was it that made you turn that light on to get back to what initially had that spark for you, as you discussed?
Yeah, so for me it was, you know, learning a new style and seeing it work, and, you know, going in the gym and having a gym, you know, that close to me where I can go and I can train any given day, you know, as often as I would like, and get that training, get that one-on-one time in with them, and have them really break stuff down and have that learning period also. You know, in 2012, 2013, 2012 didn't seem like a very busy year, but I was scheduled for 4 fights that year, you know, and I fought twice. So for me, I was in camp for 8 months out of that year, even though you only saw me fight twice. 2013, I was in 3 fights, which is, you know, 7 months of camp because I do 9, 10-week camps. So, you know, I didn't have a lot of time to learn, and plus the distance played a factor, you know. But being able to go up there and work with Coach Edmond, have him teach me, have him slow things down. Not every workout had to be about cardio and getting my endurance and, you know, working out in that aspect. A lot of it was technique and breaking stuff down, and why are you doing this? Why am I doing this? You know, and changing my mentality, not only physical habits but my mental habits, because, you know, you duck your head because for whatever reason your own mind's thinking, oh, I'm scared to get hit, I'm scared to do this, I want to get off center this way or that way. You know, he helps you have a different train of thought and shows you what works and what doesn't.
All right, so my final question was, you did mention Werdum, you still would like that fight. Now, do you think he can beat Cain after what he did to Mark Hunt?
My opinion on that hasn't changed because I fought Werdum. I haven't fought Cain. I haven't trained with Cain at all. But I fought Werdum, and I've trained with him in the past. And in my opinion, just based off of what I've seen and what I felt from Werdum, I feel like Cain would be victorious over him.
All right. I just have one last question. Since you're wearing the sweatshirt, I know you're not in the same weight class, but have you gotten a glimpse of Ronda's work ethic? Because, you know, Edmond's always glowing about it. And just curious, from your perspective, heavyweight, you were watching, you know, women's bantamweight champion, is all that people talk about, you know, her drive and her technique and her ethic and all ethics and all that stuff. I mean, is it really what everyone says it is? Are you impressed by it? Have you crossed paths with her?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
And if I had one word to describe it, it would be impressive. Mm-hmm. And what I would say to people is that you don't understand what's going on until you've seen it, until you've been a part of it. And it doesn't do it any justice on video. You have to go see it in person to see what is happening and what is going on there, and the dedication, the devotion, you know, the dedication to the sport by both coach and athlete, and the devotion that they have to each other. You know, it's a special relationship, and she's a special athlete and he's a special coach, and you know what they have going is impressive.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What are you up to right now? I mean, you said that you've been in camp so much over the past few years. Are you still training pretty hard right now? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a week off, and now I'm back in GFC, and also out here. When I come out here, I train with Ricky Lindell. Also in San Diego, I'm training with Neil Melanson. So I'm constantly working on my stand-up and on my ground game, and just trying to make those improvements. You know, trying to just be that different fighter every time that comes out in the cage, and come out and execute the way I need to execute.
Nice. And the idea is stay ready in case something comes up.
Oh yeah, I'm always game.